Hey everybody, thanks for pressing play. Welcome to Ireland, where it rains pretty much every day, even when it's sunny. Anyway, in this video we're looking at this car here. This is a really nice Hyundai Tucson, and it's what's called a premium model. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look around the car in this video. If there's any information you want in the car, Brian is my name, 086 843 1945. Hey everybody, in this video we're looking at this car here. It is absolutely lashing rain. We're looking at this car here. This is a lovely car because Tucson's are really popular, fine. There is a premium model. This is not to be confused with the Irish premium model. So an Irish premium model is like what they call an executive. So, you know, leather seats and all that kind of stuff. And it comes with a sunroof. This is a premium from the north of Ireland. So it has a different spec. And actually, it doesn't have the sunroof, but there's a lot more gear in it. So let me run through the different features. What we're going to do is we're going to start off, go over a quick drive in the car. And then I want to run through the actual unique spec on this particular car. And then we'll just have a look around at some of the other features on the outside and the inside that makes the Tucson popular. If you're from Ireland and you're thinking about buying this car, then we are Fitzpatrick's Garage, a family-run business in operation for almost 70 years and remain Hyundai dealer. So it just gives you peace of mind if you're spending a lot of money on a nice car like this. Anyway, let's start off by going for a drive. So the first thing is the mirrors fold out automatically from the key, and they have these nice puddle lamps as well, which light up the area that you're about to step into, which is more than likely got a puddle because we live in Ireland. Anyway, when you start the car, you'll see some of the systems enabling, like blind spot indicator, the radio and navigation, and all that kind of stuff. And we'll talk about that as we're driving the car. So the first thing is when you're sitting in the car, you can get a really nice driving position because there's excellent adjustability in the seat and the steering, and SUVs in general are just nice and high off the ground. In terms of all the controls down through here, they're all pretty easy and straightforward to use. That is one thing I will say about Hyundai. They make their technology very, very user friendly. And the SUVs these days, they drive like cars. They're really, really easy to drive. So let's have a look around some of the features that I see in the car. So driving along, look at the rear view mirror up through here. It's got a compass in it, which I think is kind of neat. I don't know what you'd use it for, but I just think it's nice. The car feels nice to drive overall. This is a nice example of a car. So engine, gearbox, brakes, all that kind of stuff is in nice order throughout. But again, we will do a comprehensive service when it goes through our workshop. Another cool feature that's unique to this car that has come from the north of Ireland is it has a speed sign recognition system. So you see the speed sign and watch through here, then it actually changes, which is really useful if you come into a speed zone that you weren't familiar with. Another feature we didn't get in Ireland is lane keep assist on a Tucson. So this will actively try and manage your steering and keep you dead center between the lanes. So you can have it set to warn you, or you can have it set where it actually controls the steering and tries to keep you on the road in the middle of the lane. And again, one more feature we didn't get was the blind spot detection system. So if I press the button here, you can see on the wing mirror, a little light comes on to warn me. What that would normally do, if you're on a motorway, you would get a warning there if someone was sitting in your blind spot and you actually couldn't see them in your mirror. These cars just drive so damn well. Steering is nice, like we're saying, excellent visibility all the way around, nice gearbox to use. It's a nice place to be, you're high up off the ground, and it's a really nice cabin all the way through, even on a traditionally crappy, wet Irish day. So in terms of the car, it is a really cool looking car. When we get back to the garage, we're going to have a look around some of the features on this car that I just think make them really nice looking, and again, make this particular one unique. So Tucson's always had auto lights, but this one's a bit unique because it also has auto wipers as well, which we didn't normally get. Again, that's unique to it. In terms of reversing, you're going to have a reverse camera up through here, which is nice and big and easy to use. There's parking sensors, which are going to make noise when you go backwards. And they also give you a warning in through here to tell you what the problem is. But because this is a Northern Irish premium spec, it actually has them on the front as well, which we never get in Ireland. Well, we do in 2019, but 2016, 17, 18, we didn't get that as an option. I think this car is really going to suit someone that wants a Tucson, but is already familiar with a lot of them being around, but wants something a little bit different. They want a Tucson that's a bit different to everyone else's. This is definitely going to meet that kind of criteria. Like all Tucsons then, this big screen in the centre has map, and then it's also got various media, so you can basically use the radio with a list along through here, or you can stream music via Bluetooth, or you can also use things like USB as well. So the options are very straightforward and easy to use. Controls over here are things like Bluetooth and audio, and then on the right hand side you're going to have controls for cruise control and a speed limiter in through there as well. And the heating is dual zone, so you can have different temperatures on the left hand side and the right hand side of the car with front and rear windscreen demisters. And one other thing actually I forgot to mention is this is electrochromatic, which means it darkens itself. If someone drives up behind you, it actually darkens itself. Another thing that's really unique on this car, it has electric seats. On the front, for the driver's side, it's got lumbar support here for lower back. But the fact that that's electrically adjusted, and the passenger side also gets electric adjustment, and it's height adjustable as well. 2016-17, this was a major problem on the Tucson because the passenger side was not adjustable. So on this one, you had electric adjustment and height adjustment as well. So two things that were not normally on the Irish one. Another unique thing on this car, check out the chrome on the bottom of the window along through here. If you look at an originally Irish car from 2016, 17, 18, it had a black surround along here. People asked for the chrome and we actually just couldn't get it from the factory. And one other unique thing, again, 16, 17, 18, you couldn't get this brushed aluminium skid plate down along the bottom. So the car that came from Ireland originally always had a black section along the bottom, whereas this one had a nice brushed aluminium section. Don't get me wrong on this, however, there is a 2019 model called an Executive Plus 1920, and you could get some of these things like the chrome and the skid plate down at the bottom, and some of the, well, actually not the electric adjustment, but there's one or two things you could get on an Irish car at that point. But in 2016, 17, 18 wasn't available, and actually if you combine all this stuff together, there was no Irish model that came with all this stuff. Another unique thing of this car, so it has heated seats down along through there, passenger and driver. Most Tucsons on the market have that. However, there is a heated seat for the rear passengers as well, with 2 stages, which was never on any of the cars that came in Ireland. Another feature that was unique to this car, if you remember, we talked about the chrome along through there. Check out the grille on the front of this. So the grille on the front of this car is chrome as well. Again, you could buy that as an optional extra in Ireland, but there's no model that came with it. And you know what, it sounds like a really simple thing, but when you combine the 2 bits of chrome, the car definitely becomes very distinctive compared to its Irish counterpart. Other nice features on all Tucsons were these nice skid plates on the front, daytime running lights down through here, fog lights in through here, and the headlights were pretty neat because they had a full light here, a dip light here, but in the middle they have this cornering light when you're turning into a junction, and it makes a massive difference when you're pulling into a dark junction. In terms of condition of this car, the leather is in really nice condition all the way throughout, as is all the black plastics that are hard wearing. They're all in nice condition on the vehicle throughout. The leather in the rear of the car is also in really nice condition. Safety belts. There is an armrest up through the centre, which houses double drinks holder, and then there is Isofix over here on this side and Isofix over on the far side as well. And the rear occupants also get ventilation in through here as well, with kangaroo pockets on either side of the rear. And in terms of comfort for the rear passengers, see the way these are here, it's kind of probably not that easy to see, it's gone a bit dark, but the rear of the seats are contoured, so basically it gives me more space if I'm a bit taller. But at 6 foot I have a lot of space if I'm sitting behind myself. And after that then there is tinted rear glass, which is useful for young kids, and it looks nice as well. And the other thing as well is the rear seats. When you go to the back of your car, if you move the back tray just a little bit back in this second, so there's 2 settings, you can have it forward or back, and when you have it moved backwards you can lift this and little back, and it's only a small bit, right? Makes a massive difference. If you're on a long journey or something like that, this is way more comfortable. Small bit back, reclined, very, very useful for passengers, and kids seem to like it too. The boot's in really nice condition, and it has a full size spare wheel, which is actually the same wheel that's on the outside of the car. Plastics and condition of the boot is in nice order all the way throughout. And the taillights look pretty smart because they're a nice LED finish as well, so they look pretty cool when you're driving behind them at night. And overall, the Tucson is just a very, very stylish car. But that's why it's one of the most popular cars in Ireland for the last 5 years. So here you go. If you want a car that is easy on fuel, easy on road tax, 30,000 kilometre service intervals, if you want a car that's basically the most popular SUV in Ireland for the last 5 years, but you want one that's a bit different, this is definitely something that's worth considering. Anyway, Brian's my name, 086 843 1945. If you want information about trading in a new car or an older car or whatever kind of car you have, if you want information on this car, if you want information on monthly payments, finance, we'll put a minimum 12-month warranty on the car as well. Hopefully the car is of interest. It's a really nice one. Thank you for taking time to watch, and hopefully the video's been useful. If I missed anything, just let me, if you're watching on YouTube, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to address those questions. Thank you.